Well, college application deadlines may be months away. The free application for federal student aid has already started. So joining me now is Herbie Walker. He's the CEO of Walker College Consultants to help you out. So FAFSA, it sounds like it's so complicated, but what is the first thing that people, especially for folks who have kids going to college, need to know?
So the FAFSA is the free application for federal student aid, and it is the backbone of all free money that you'll get as a student going to college. And as a parent, the first thing you need to do is have your documents in order. Typically, what every student needs is going to have their social security number and a copy of your parent's tax return. And in this case, for this year's financial aid, FAFSA, you'll need the 2018 tax return.
Now, a lot of paperwork is needed here. In terms of submitting the paperwork, how soon can you figure out how much money you're covered for?
Well, that you won't know exactly how much you're covered for it until you complete the application. And that application typically can take about 45 minutes if you have all your materials in order. There are some tricky parts to it, but ultimately what you'll find at the end is that once you submit all your information, your tax information, the size of your family income, you'll get a number that's called the EFC. That stands for the Expected Family Contribution. That number is used by the federal government to determine if you'll qualify for a Max Pell Grant, could be up to $6,200. That EFC number is also used by the universities for additional money.
Gotcha. Now, it's also important to get it done quickly, but also make sure you don't make any mistakes.
Correct. Right now, the application's open, and what they say is, the earlier you get it in, the better, which is very true. But there are some hurdles. I don't want to see students rushing through it, putting the wrong information, accidentally putting down if they're putting down an incorrect number of how many people are in the home, because what that does, it slows the money being released to your student account. Because what can happen is you fill out the application now, and then you don't realize there's an error until the summer.
Right.
And then you're like, wait a minute, I didn't get my money for school. Well, there was an error in the FAFSA, you're going to have to go back and fix it.
Yeah, and we have seen stories of students experiencing something like that. So what would be your best advice for students, parents, even grandparents who are helping out college kids?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of all the services that are available for all students. Students have their school counselors. Their school counselors should be familiar with the financial aid process. And then there's also the resources at the local university. Their financial aid office, even at UNLV, are glad to help you with your FAFSA. Right,
and you also have some events going on that will be able to help college students out.
Yeah, next week is Southern Nevada College Week. We're going to have 3 fairs. On Tuesdays, the big fair at UNLV. We'll have over 100 colleges there. Then Wednesday will be at Faith Lutheran and Coronado High School Wednesday, all from 6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah, you are going to have experts to help you out in your college application. Well, thank you so much for coming this morning. We appreciate it. And those are very, very helpful tips.